I'm back with another top 10 video, and I decided to do this because, I don't know, I thought it'd be fun to do. I know I'm doing a lot of top 10 videos, sorry. It's just that's all I can think of, and I'm running out of new ideas. So if you guys have any video requests, like of any collections, or just any kind of videos at all, please be sure to let me know down below. Oh, so today I'm going to talk about my top 10 90s films. I like a lot of the 90s films because I watched a lot of the 90s films growing up. Well, some of them I watched a lot when I went through chemo. And when I do the movie review, I will link this video to the movie review. And some of them I do have a movie review up, so I will link them down below if you guys are interested. So number one on my list would have, I'm going to get started. And by the way, I do have movie reviews up for some of these videos, and they will be linked in the description box down below. Okay, so number one on my list is have to be Beauty and the Beast. And the reason I love Beauty and the Beast, and a lot of you probably know that I love Beauty and the Beast because I've mentioned it a couple times, is that because I love the story, the plot, and the songs. It's got great songs, and that was one I watched a lot when I was a little girl too. And Belle is also my favorite princess. She is like number one on my list. So, and by the way, if you guys are interested in my Beauty and the Beast review, that'll be linked in the description box down below. And I just love the story, and Beauty and the Beast is one of my favorite fairy tales because it shows the story of how a beautiful girl looking into the heart of a hideous beast and finds like a kind, caring person inside of him. That's what I love about. What I love is I love how somebody sees somebody who's like really frustrated and mean, looks inside of them and sees there's more to them than just the way that they look on the outside or the way they behave, and that's what I really like. By the way, again, the movie review will be linked in the description box. Number two on my list is one that a lot of people seem to probably forget and get, but not now that I've mentioned it a lot, is The Rescuers Down Under. This one's one of my favorites because it shows a lot of adventure and it's a little bit action. It shows a ton of adventure scenes in this movie. It's just one of my favorites. And I don't know why this is probably not make no sense. This is probably not going to make any sense at all. But a lot of people like The Rescuers Down Under better than the original Rescuers. And okay, so this is probably going to not make any sense at all. But a lot of people, well, this is all the people I know, a lot of people like The Rescuers Down Under better than the original Rescuers, but all the people that I've met, I've never really met anybody who's liked the first one better than the sequel. It's just the sequel gets better views. Just, I don't know, a lot of people seem to like the one, but it's just sad because a lot of people forget it, too, because they always remember it as the one where the little girl gets kidnapped, and that kind of annoys me a little bit, because I don't know, it's a great adventure film. It's got action scenes, well, not really action, adventure scenes, showing like what the characters are doing in another country that they don't know about. I really find it interesting to see how one person goes to another country and learns like about the country, and it's so much fun to see them and what they do in a different country rather than their home country. I don't know. It's just so much fun to see movies take place in one place and then go to another country. It's just really interesting to me. And by the way, if you're interested in the review of The Rescuers and The Rescuers Down Under, those two reviews will be linked in the description box down below. And again, a lot of you guys probably know why I have two up, but the reason for those who don't know, the reason I have two up is because one didn't have good lighting, so I redid it. Number three on my list would have to be The Mask. This was one I watched a couple times with my mom's supervision when I was younger. The reason I like The Mask so much, and I will review The Mask sometime later, The Mask is one of my favorites, and because I don't know why, I really liked Cameron Diaz in that movie, and also I thought it was a pretty funny movie, and it was fun to watch it with my mom because, let me think. It was just so much fun to watch it with my mom because there was like some scenes that cracked me and her up. It's just a great film. I have actually two copies of this movie. I have one copied on a VHS tape of The Land Before Time, and I also have another VHS tape copy, and that's the original copy. And that's like the original copy. And I think I got that from my aunt. I don't remember. Sorry, my nose is itchy. And I think I got that from my aunt when she gave us a huge box of VHS tapes. I don't remember. Anyway, and then number 4 on my list is one that was like the most popular film throughout my childhood. And this was one I watched a lot when I was little, and my sister watched a lot when she was little, and then my mom completely, my mom watched a lot with me and my sister when we were kids, and it's The Lion King. The Lion King, I just love The Lion King because of the story and the songs. And I still love to sing all the songs from this movie, actually. My mom used to turn this on for me and my sister a lot when we were kids, so this was like the biggest film throughout my childhood. This film was played as much as Toy Story was played. Well, actually, this was played much more than Toy Story was played. This was played way more than Toy Story. My mom used to play it for me a lot when I was little, and then my sister. So me and my sister watched this movie a lot when we were growing up. This movie was like a movie that we grew up on because we loved the songs and the story. It's just a great film, and it's just one of our favorites from our childhood. Number 5 on my list is one that I mentioned quite a lot, and this one is mentioned in my top 10 chemo movies, my movies I could watch over and over again and still love video. My Warner Bros. Quiz Tag, my top 10 movie couples, okay, let me think. So this movie is mentioned in my top 10 Warner Bros. Films, my movies I could watch over and over again and still love video, my top 10 Warner Bros. Films, my Warner Bros. Quiz Tag, and also my top 10 chemo movies along with my top 10 movie couples. And it's Cats Don't Dance. And the reason Cats Don't Dance is number 5 on my list is because I just love the story, again, the plot, good humor. This film has such great humor. It's got some good jokes in it too. And I will talk about this movie and its songs and jokes in another video because I don't want to get into too much detail because that'll take up way too long. Apparently, sorry about that. It'll take up way too much time in this video. And also, I just don't want to get off track. So yeah, Cats Don't Dance was like a popular film watch when I went through chemo because this movie just cheered me up. Well, I watched this a lot when I went through chemo, and a lot of you probably know that because I mentioned it in my chemo movies, and I just watched it so much because it was funny, it was cute, it has a lot of singing and dancing, and I love anything that has singing and dancing in it, and it was just fun. It was just a fun musical film. And it has a lot of jazz music, even though I don't really like jazz that much, but I really like the music in that movie. It's just amazing. Number 6 on my list would have to be the live-action version of 101 Dalmatians. The reason I like it is because it has dogs in it, and I love dogs, but the sad thing is, I really like this movie, but I feel kind of bad for that movie, and the reason I feel kind of bad for that movie, this is what I heard from a friend, one of my mom's friends. This is not the same friend who told me about the Chihuahuas, but this is a different one. One of my mom's friends was telling me the story of how a lot of people got Dalmatians because of that movie, and then just threw them back in the pound. Isn't that depressing? People, think before you get a dog. Don't get it because of the movie. Get the dog because you want the dog. Don't get it because of a movie. Because if you get a dog because of a movie, then you're just going to end up throwing it back in the pound and not giving it a home. Think before you get a pet. Okay, sorry about that. Next, number 7 on my list is The Nightmare Before Christmas. The reason The Nightmare Before Christmas is one of my favorites is because I love like how the character wants something different instead of the same old boring thing that happens in his town. Like he wants like something that's more exciting and new, and he's tired of the same old exact thing. So he wants to change it up a bit by bringing something new into his town. And that's what I really like about that movie is when one person wants to bring something new into their town instead of town and change the same old thing that bores them to death. It's just really interesting too. That's really interesting too. Number 8 on my list would have to be James and the Giant Peach. Now, James and the Giant Peach was one I watched a lot as a kid as well. So the reason I love James and the Giant Peach is because I just love because it's based off of a book, and for those who don't know, I really like movies that are based off of books because they're so much fun to compare with. Because books are so much fun to compare with the movies that the books are based off of. It's off of to see like how different that they are from the book. It's just really cool because it's just so much fun to compare. And the reason I love Jane and the Giant Peach is because it's a great kids film. It's got great songs, and it's got a lot of funny scenes in it, too. I love all the funny scenes in that movie. And I love how they did, like, I think it's claymation a little bit. I think it did a mix of claymation with live action a little bit. I'm not sure what animation it is, so I'll have to look it up. But it looks claymation a little bit to me. Well, almost. Not exactly claymation, but kind of claymation in somewhat. I don't know. Number 9 on my list is The Page Master. The reason Page Master is number 9 on my list is because I love how the movie goes into like a bunch of books, and he's like, and the main character uses his imagination. I love using my imagination whenever I'm reading a book that doesn't have pictures in it. I mean, I don't mind. I love picture books too, but I like reading books that don't have pictures because it's so much fun to imagine like what's going on in the book as you're reading. That's what I really like. Like, it's just fun for me. And the reason I like The Page Master so much is because because I love how it goes from live action and into animation. It's just so cool. Cool. I wonder how they did that. I'm gonna have to do a bunch of research for that. And I love how like he goes through like all the different stories. It's just so cool because it's fun to see what one person does in another story that they've read before. Or it's just really cool to me. Number 10 on my list would have to be Aladdin. One, because it's a great musical film, and also I have a movie review up for Aladdin, and if you want to see that, that'll be linked in the description box down below. So the reason I love Aladdin so much is because it's got great songs, a good story, and it's really funny, especially with Robin Williams in it. And Robin Williams is such a great actor. He's just super funny. And I love how what I love about Aladdin is he learns to try to be himself. And learns to be himself instead of somebody he's not. Not as he tries to impress the princess, and it doesn't work out. And later on he learns he has to be himself instead of somebody he's not. And I love that lesson. That's a great lesson for kids. It's good to be yourself and don't be anybody you're not, because that's not going to make people not like you anymore. Okay, so those are my top 10 90s films. Thank you guys so much for watching. I actually was going to make this last night, but I ran out of time because it was so late last night. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. And again, the movies I mentioned will be linked down below for the movie reviews. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye!